He doesn't know anything about that, but he ends up typing to me, so lucky. What you don't know is that it had nothing to do with luck. I earned that quadra kill. It was mine and I took it. YouTube, welcome back. This is actually an impromptu video. I didn't really prepare it. It's actually I basically played the match off stream just before I start stream, and to me it just seemed like important. There's a message I really want to push out because of a match like this that took place. Basically, I'm playing against Yi. I'm gonna make this super fast forwarded because it's not the actual review of the game isn't really all important. I just want to get you to understand the story of the early game. You see, yes, this is a Darius favorite matchup, which is why Yi is struggling to deal with me in lane. This is natural. This is just supposed to happen. But Fiddlesticks end up ganking me and then I end up dying. Yes, I could have maybe, seen it coming because of my wards and stuff like that, but the point I'm trying to make is I had to deal with the jungle gank, which is, kind of expected at this point, especially since last video. Yeah, I'm going to deal with hardship pretty much 24/7, 365. Annoyingly, I'm still not done with the Fiddlesticks ganks because he ends up pressing R and I end up dying that way. However, I come back to lane and but the thing is, the point, even though I got ganked twice, Yi never got the kills, so he can't really deal with me that much, and it's still a Darius favorite matchup, so as you can see, he is still struggling. The CS number is even, and I'm going to get an advantage. This is just expected. However, going over like the 10 minutes that we are here, now instead of it just being Fiddlesticks, now we're dealing with Braum as well. So now I have to deal with the support. That's a little bit crazy. I don't know why I have to deal with both jungler and support. Maybe it has something to do with me being Dyrone and something to do with me having 8 million points. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory. Maybe, and then I have to deal with the action as well. That's kind of cringe. However, with all of this being said, the point of this is at the early stages of the game, up to 15-minute mark, I'm basically dealing with what you call it, the typical hardship, getting ganked, getting roamed on, and all of that stuff. It's annoying, yes, but that's the point. I'm dealing with that. Now, if we pause and actually now finally slow it down, because now you understand the context of everything. If we go towards the later stages of the game, after all of that extravaganza, that hardship, and the dealing with the problems that I had to deal with, I finally managed to get some type of drop on the enemy team. So first of all, I'm gonna kill the Braum. I just feel like that's the right thing to do, especially with him actually roaming on to me. I never liked that. Just stay in your lane and deal with that. Maybe Xerath wouldn't be as fed as he was, because he never had to deal with a gank. He never had to deal with people trying to damage him or anything like that, so you should have done that. But after that, I end up killing the Fiddlesticks, and then I killed the Master Yi for a double kill. I have my passive and my items and everything, so I go for a quadra kill, pretty much very cleanly, just like that, which is pretty good for me. Yes, it's pretty good and everything. However, there was something that you can't see at the moment because it's a replay. My jungler ended up typing "so lucky," and that really set me off because he doesn't understand. He doesn't know my perspective. He doesn't know what it's like to go through 15 minutes of pure nothing but getting ganked, getting roamed on, getting the support roam for some reason, having a laner that doesn't do anything but wait for a jungle gank. He doesn't know anything about that, but he ends up typing to me, "so lucky." What you don't know is that it had nothing to do with luck. I earned that quadra kill. It was mine and I took it. He doesn't know anything about it. He's talking from a really privileged perspective, because he was a jungler that didn't even deal with something as simple as a jungle roam, and he's telling me lucky? That's not luck. It was earned. What's lucky is Xerath going through the entire laning phase with an assassin like Fiddlesticks not trying to kill him. That's lucky. But what I did, yeah, I could. Despite all of that, there's still a moral of the story. There is still a lesson to extract out of that. like, here's the thing. I understand that most of my content is entertainment, and I'm really just trying to make you guys laugh and be entertained. That is true. However, on the back end, at all times, there's always going to be some type of lesson I want you guys to extract out of it. And the reason why, I mean, it's not really me trying to be like a good person or something like that. I really do need to be honest with you guys. The reason why, because it's not even like philanthropy or anything like that. Realistically speaking, it's more selfish than it actually is. And the reason why I do some educational on the back end is because I need to learn and I need to improve if I want to retain my master tier rank. And I was willing to do whatever it takes. And what it takes is the gradual improvement over time. So I ended up, you know what? Instead of going full entertainment, how about we do mostly entertainment and a little bit of educational on the back end. That's why I do the way I do. The fact that you get a lesson out of it, the fact that you can extract something, is quite simply just a bonus. So, but that's just me being truthful to you, transparent to you guys, so that you understand. So it is a little bit funny. However, back to the actual lesson at hand. What is it? The lesson is to use the mute button more often. And let me break that down. Yes, it is mostly used to stop people from tilting you, whether it's the enemy or the ally. However, you should also use it to stop people, to prevent people from potentially rage baiting you, because that will also uncalibrate. I don't know if that's a word. Uncalibrate your mental state and make you probably play worse in the next match. And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, so your team or the enemy team could rage bait you into that type of thought process. I understand that, but then I thought, how about I like go a little bit further and I put like a rule where if I'm on my second death and it's not even 10 minutes, or the enemy jungler, should I say, this is even more, but if the enemy jungler shows up top lane more than 2 times in the span of 10 minutes, I just go full mute. I think this is just the right maneuver. I get it. Like, part of the entertainment part of the game is listening to other people, like what they say and their reactions. I understand that. However, I don't think it's worth if I'm just going 0-10, 0-20, and just like my morale in the actual, like, whether it's stream or video, is just completely gone. I don't think that's worth it. And if the sacrifice is just muting everything and not seeing the reactions, might just be the call to make. So yes, the lesson here is to utilize the underrated tool, which is the mute tool. So that might be something you guys want to do, or don't do it. You don't have to. I'm not telling you to do so. I'm just telling you what I'm going to do. With that being said, thank you for watching today's video. Do the YouTube usuals: like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. Anyways, that's it from me. All my links are down in the description below. Have a nice rest of your day, and peace late.